All right. Hello, everybody. Shane Carter here, Hampshire Capital. With me, as always, our VP Investor Relations, Eddie Austin. How you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day out and talking about an exciting subject.
Yeah, fantastic. So what are we talking about in this episode?
So we'll just go through decision making. And as we've done a previous video on our guiding principles, and let's just go into decision making, for instance. If you would not care to recite what our guiding principle is, let's dig into that.
Yeah, actually, I'll pull it up here real quick and run through it. So decision making is on our guiding principles is that number one, we have clear priorities and vision in our organization. So we could talk about that a little bit. What is clear priorities and what is vision? And for us, it's a broad statement because there are a lot of facets to that. We have an overarching vision, and then because we do follow the EOS system, we have sort of accountability goals within each department, within each division, for each person, and on various time schedules, 30, 60, 90, et cetera. And so when you have clear priorities, one of my favorite sayings is, when you have clear priorities, decision making is easy because there's not a lot to kind of to have to go over in depth or ad nauseum because you already have clear priorities. You already know where you're going. You already have the vision, and it's either in line with that vision and it's in line with your priorities or it isn't.
Right. Exactly. And and with that, I've had the pleasure of being around some very wealthy people and a few billionaires, and it always seems like decision making is what could cost your company the most. The time it takes you to make a decision, identify a problem, and then make that decision, then implement a plan. And I used to work for a Japanese company, and one of the best mottos was we always plan, do, check, and action. So that last part, action, that seems like you're doing something last. That's not necessarily true. You are planning something out, and we always did everything on a whiteboard. I think before whiteboards were ever a thing, we were doing whiteboards way back when. We did everything on a whiteboard. Accidents, business planning, part planning, productivity planning, all that stuff was a great big huge, I had whiteboards that were 25 feet long. And that's what we did as a team got together. So if we identified a problem, a shortfall, anything like that, we made decisions very fast. But it's not like we made decisions from the hip. They were very well planned out. Essentially, before I even heard of guiding principles and read through those, we had done that. It was just different verbiage or different language. But for instance, if we uncovered a problem, we would immediately whiteboard it out. We would find the facts. What are the shortfalls? What points did we have in place that failed? And then why did they fail? And we always, in that company, was to take out the biggest fall was always human. There was always someone not being accountable. Every time. So we always put in countermeasures that took out human error because human error is inevitable. People are going to forget. Things will not go well. People won't react in the way that we want them to. So therefore, we would try to put things and systems in place that remove the human error side of that. Not always you can do that, but you could probably put in things where you checked more. So we would plan, we would do, and then we would check. So plan, do, check, and then we'd put the ultimate best plan in the action. And some of our decisions, we would have lines, machines, product lines that may cost us $100,000 plus an hour. So the time that you take to make that decision, those plans could cost $1 million in a hurry.
Yeah.
So that's where that kind of adapted. And when I got to sit down with some of the founders of some other companies, they said, Eddie, how fast you make a decision can make millions. And really good entrepreneurs, they have people. It's like we talked the other day about a billionaire that you got to sit down with. He was cool and calm and collected because he had people on the team that was accountable. He'd pick up the phone, he would put the action in place, the plan in place, and someone else would do action right away. And it was smooth.
They're very smooth. And that, so I'm going to bring this back up. That is the second sentence in our decision-making guiding principle, which is we empower our team to make decisions and take necessary actions. And so that's important because it can't all just roll up to one person or two people. That's a log jam, and that's not efficient, and that's not speed of execution. That is the definition of inefficiency, actually. And so we empower our people to understand the vision, to understand the objectives, to understand the clear priorities, and to go ahead and make those decisions. Now, if they were the wrong decisions, we'll talk about that, as a secondary matter. But number one is we don't want to not empower people to take action in accordance with our vision and with our objectives, and that's just part of our guiding principles. And then the last sentence is we make objective, fact-based decisions when faced with adversity. And I think that's important because trouble happens, bad times come, things don't always go well, and what we don't get emotional in those times. We take a look at the facts. Like you said, we triage, understand what happened, why did it happen, and what do we need to do to fix it quickly, number one. Number two, make sure it never happens again.
Right.
And that's just a part of constant process improvement.
100%. And, that is what the message that I would want other people to adopt in other companies as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner. And just even in life, you can adopt the same guiding principle in life. Life decisions can be based on what we're talking about right here. If you encounter the problem, identify the facts, make, I would say, emotionless decisions, make decisions based on facts. I think the saying goes, ego is the anesthesia that deadens pain of stupidity.
I like that. That's pretty good, man.
Yeah. And then that's true because pride and ego makes us make decisions that were not fact-based or not action-based, and we make more decisions that cost us money, or we feel like we put the perfect plan in place and we're too prideful or egotistic to go back and redo the plan. Yeah. That's the action part. And that was the biggest thing was we would put in a plan and we would run that plan forward, and we created more problems. And we're like, oh, okay, well, let's go back and adjust. Not everything's going to be perfect. When you put an engine together, it's going to have bugs. Put a car together, it's going to have bugs. You got to make little fine-tuned adjustments to get it to run perfect.
That's right.
You just have to keep guiding it along until everybody's happy.
Yeah, I mean, look, let's take a real-world example. I'm going to put some numbers on it about decision-making and something that we recently did in the company where we saw an issue that came up where we saw that our days to revenue on units in a renovation program were not where we needed them to be, right? And it was taking 3-4 weeks to get from vacant unit to occupied unit on a turn or even on one of our renovations, which is why we came up with the 5-day renovation program. And we mapped it out, and we've got a very detailed system and process as to how we achieve a full renovation in a 800 to 1,000 square foot unit in 5 days. And why is that important? Well, because that takes you from 30 days to revenue down to, let's say 10 days to revenue, right? That's a third. You just cut your days to revenue in one third. So let's put some real numbers to that. In this particular asset, we were renovating 15 units a month, but let's just even be more conservative. Let's say 10 units a month. Yep. And even though the rents are higher than this, let's just use easy math and say that it was $1,000 a month, okay, for these units. So we got $10,000, right? 1,000 units a month, 10 units. That's $10,000 that we were losing in revenue on a given 1 month time period. Now we take that and we cut that in a third, right? So let's say that's $6,600 now of additional revenue we were getting per month. So 6,600 a month times 12 divided by, let's say, a 5.5 cap. That's 1.4 million. That's hitting your NOI now, right? Yeah. And it's simple thing that just, hey, we're losing. Hey, it takes a month, right? That's just what it takes. And if you just accept that, then you just lost out on 1.4 million in value.
Right.
That's how powerful time is.
There's one thing we can't control, and that's time. Mm-hmm. But one thing we can control is money. And we have the ability to control the velocity of money. And velocity of money is how long it takes between decision making, or how long money goes out and how fast money comes back. And when you shorten the time frame, that's where real money's made.
Yeah. Capital is definitely attracted to money, right? Speed of execution, money flows to speed. And, speed is obviously a function of IRR metrics as well. So the faster you grow your NOI, the faster you achieve your business objectives, the faster you return capital with returns, that it's all a function of time.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I knew that we would get into the weeds on this to the point that other people could relate and adapt and even put these principles into place to save them money or save them time in their own life.
Absolutely.
Because these things are not just money related. They're money related, but even in daily living, these principles can be put into place and they can save you.
Yeah.
They really can.
Decision making is, again, I'm going to say it, decision making becomes easy when you have clear priorities and vision. And that's why that's the first statement in our guiding principles for decision making is number one, know your vision, know your path, have clear priorities, and then ensure that your decision making is aligned with that path and those objectives.
Yep.
It's critical.
100%.
I think that was great. Anything else that you think that the listeners might gain by some additional content on this one?
Well, I think we covered everything, but what I will say again, people watching this, please like and subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell as it helps our channel grow. And again, if there's something that we've said that you want us to go more in depth on, by all means, if it is something that we can add value to, we would love to. So please take the time, put a comment in the box, tell us something you want to hear more about, ask us about our operation, or schedule a call with us. You can go to the website, hampshire.capital, and you can go right to the website. You can hit download our ebook. Absolutely download the ebook.
Yeah.
And then also, schedule a call. Get on the phone with us.
That's right. You get to talk to Eddie, the man himself.
Absolutely.
Well, as always, man, great to chat. Great episode. Appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next one.
All right, man. Have a good day.
All right. Bye-bye.